Welcome back to my channel. This is Tita Lavinia of Tita's of Pageantry, and for this episode, we are at day 7 of my special coverage of Miss Universe 2021. So please make sure you stick around, please subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification button for your weekly pageant fix. Guys, I am so sorry. I'm uploading this a lot later than usual, but I don't know, maybe I can hustle with the editing and maybe upload this at a more reasonable time. But just for now, I'm so sorry. I really just didn't have the time to sit down and really, do my usual contents for you, because today also happens to be my boyfriend's birthday. So we had a little bit of a lunch date. We took a side trip to, this huge hardware warehouse. We are embarking on another DIY project, and if you see this wall and if you see this, which has been bugging me for months, we will be changing this. I bought a really nice wallpaper print. It's going to be loud, it's going to be tropical, so let's see if that works. But yes, I am going to be embarking on a number of home improvement projects again, so yeah, that's gonna be fun. Day 7 is their full day in Eilat, Israel. So, if I'm not mistaken, but please do correct me if you have some information, the ladies were split into two. Very early on, we saw the likes of Miss Vietnam. She went on a boating trip with a number of ladies who went on a sea tour. So, I'm not so sure if that was a yacht or a traditional boat, but we saw a lot of swimsuit shots. We saw a lot of, very summery clothes. So I know it's a little cold in Israel right now, but because of the surroundings, because of the summery feel, because of the resort feel of the area, it really made sense to see something more skimpy for the ladies. So that was really cool. And, they had a lot of photo opportunities. They were taking a lot of videos too. So again, I'm pretty sure this will all be part of the video inserts. Next, our very own Bea Luigi was part of another group. This time, this is a group who went to the desert and had an ATV tour of the desert. I thought it was really fun. It had so much energy and adrenaline going on, and we saw the ladies paired in groups. Now, this was also another activity wherein we saw more professionally shot photos, and these were posted on the social media pages of Miss Universe, and gladly we saw more of our very own representative during day 7. Now, day 7 was also the first day of the actual rehearsals. We saw some grainy videos of Bea moving along with the crowd. So, the movements aren't snappy yet, but I'm hoping that they could come up with a really fun choreography come finals. Moving on, I have a few standouts for you. Well, of course, these are the same ladies anyway, but can I help it? They've been very consistent, and they seem to be the photographer's favorite. But my standout for day 7, my number 1 spot, I'm going to give this one to Miss Vietnam. Again, Vietnam is always a standout when it comes to style, when it comes to fashion. And this time around, I appreciate that she brought in fun, because I think for a lot of Filipino pageant fans, the energy is waning a little bit because of course, our acceptance that a lot of the clothes are going to be reused and recycled, and it wasn't as crazy as probably around 2016 when Chalita brought 16 suitcases, or, it's not as crazy as having a lookbook or having, lots of luxury names completing your wardrobe. But, you also have to admit that's part of why we watch pageantry. I mean, that's part of the shallowness of it. I think a lot of people now are really going into a more serious approach when it comes to pageantry. I do have standouts for you, and if Miss Vietnam is bringing that to the table with, her really fun looks, fun, sexy, flirty looks, then yeah, this is something I'm going to welcome. Number 2 for me is Miss India. Again, the camera loves her. She brought a really fun wardrobe to the shoot. I remember this one shot of her with just her face, beautiful face, very doll-like. A lot of people are saying, of course, that, she could be a better fit at Miss International, but with the way I'm seeing her interact and the way that she positions herself so that she is in circulation, so that you get to see her a lot, then yeah, I mean, why not? And I really, number 3, this one I feel will not go away from my standouts list because she is just, I don't know, for this person, there's no idea that says know when to peak. There's no such thing. She's been peaking, and I don't know if this is even a good thing or a bad thing. I just know that the photographers love her. And I'm talking about Nadia Ferreira of Paraguay. She had so many pictures from the ATV trip, apart from the pictures that were also posted by the photographer. So, yeah, definitely a favorite. And speaking of favorites, I think our favorite here on the Tita Lavinia channel is still very consistent, even in gym wear. OMG. I'm talking about Miss Spain. She didn't have a lot of photos compared to maybe Miss Paraguay, but gosh, this is someone that you just cannot miss with her dark hair and her piercing gaze, and everything just seems so effortless with her. And even with that gym wear that she was wearing, it was like, yeah, I went trekking. I went to this really hot desert looking this fabulous. And she had her full hair, of course, so that was really cool. There is a new one on my standouts list, and I am glad to have her on board, and I'm talking about Miss Dominican Republic. Now, I was browsing through the social media of the ladies, and I came across her social media feed, and I really like what she was, posting. There were 2 outfit changes from day 7 that I particularly like, the blue dress and the white dress with a little bit of the Catriona ear cuff. I thought it was really nicely put together, and I wish to see more also of Miss Dominican Republic. And the last lady on my standouts list for day 7, I will give this, of course, to Miss USA. I mentioned her yesterday for day 6. I said I wanted to see more of her because at that time they only had like a short like styling video of her. So this time around I have HD photos, and yes, she does not disappoint you guys. We have someone. We have Lady Cat Cat. All right, so for my list of, ladies who I want to see more of, I only have 2 this time around. The first one is Miss Ireland. I think she has that facial quality that's very similar to Phoebe Dynevor. If you're familiar with Phoebe, she played Daphne Bridgerton in the popular Netflix series Bridgerton. And I would also like to see more of Miss Ukraine. I'm a little intrigued, or no, not little, maybe a lot intrigued. She has beautiful eyes. Her eyes reminds me of no, not Janik Maceta, because Janik Maceta had honey colored eyes. This one reminds me of Diana Mendoza. So it's, a little on the hazel side, green, very, very striking. So yeah, I want to see more of them. All right, so now is the time for us to talk about our very own Bea Luigi Gomez. So if you've been following this special coverage of mine, it does have a structure. So I first give you the events of the day, who my standouts are, and then the last one is a commentary, of course, of our very own representative. So yesterday was a good day for us in terms of fashion. I know a lot of us have been feeling heavy with how, the direction of Bea's styling is going. But luckily, yesterday, we got a little bit of a break. We saw her very early on. She was in a silk red blazer. Apparently, this one was made by Naomi Nang Designs. As for her coords, it's graphic, it's printed. This is, of course, a terno type of thing going on. And this was made by Rhett Ayala. So for those of you who aren't familiar, Rhett Ayala is an established designer here in the Philippines, and he also did the gowns for Maxine Medina when she competed in 2017. So there. And this was really playful. I think a lot of people like this look. Not loved, but they really like this look because I guess, it wasn't as bad as the other outfits that we've been, nitpicking on. So I think my only concern about that whole look was that maybe the blazer is just a little too formal for, like the whole look. But I did hear from someone really reliable actually, that maybe because of the clamor and maybe because of the pressure or whatever has been said on social media, there are of course people who are very, very supportive, who wouldn't want to hear any sort of criticisms or any sort of call outs. But there are of course those, and it seems like a really huge number, who isn't very approving with the looks being served by Bea at Miss Universe. And a lot of them have been asking, who the stylists are and what the stylists are doing. So I heard from a source that starting day 7, she's going to be selecting all of her wardrobe. I mean, there's really very little that you could do really, because she already has a set wardrobe and then pieces that she can mix and match. But I don't know, maybe they're gonna try and rectify this, and I think they did a good job, because I was able to see some of the photos for day 8, and I can tell you we will be in a good situation once I do another video by tomorrow. But for day 7, I thought that this was a commendable effort for Bea. I thought that this was appropriate also for the trip, that ATV trip. I mean, she was in sneakers and she seemed really comfortable. Maybe just the outerwear. Maybe she could just go with something, I don't know, maybe more casual. I don't know what I'm asking, but you get it, right? You get it, because that's a formal suit blazer. But that's just me nitpicking. Doesn't really matter. However, I will point out though that I wish that she would have changed her wardrobe from the first time that we saw her, when she went down wearing a black tracksuit to check on her luggage. I thought if she had worn that to this ATV tour trip and wore the shorts and sleeveless ensemble from Ret Ayala when she checked on her wardrobe, I think she would have had like more impact, at least with the discerning fans who just nitpick on fashion. But other than that, I thought this was a commendable effort. Abunda, yesterday they released a video of the Boy Abunda interview. But I was really left wanting for more, because the first part of the interview was just a session. It was a 12-minute interview of just Tito Boy Abunda giving her tips on how to answer, or maybe how to effectively, take your hugot and, construct something, cohesive on stage. And I thought that he gave, sound advice. From the 12-minute clip, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to upload the video for you because of, copyright things. Copyright things. But I'm going to be on the safe side, because I think there's going to be a part 2, and then the part 2 will be participated on by members of media, members of the pageant press, as well as personalities in pageantry. Now, I know I'm going to address this once and for all, because I've been getting so many messages, so many messages asking, Tita, we saw the commercial of the Boy Abunda interview, and we figured out you're not there. Okay, so I'm gonna address this one once and for all. I was invited twice with ABSCBN and Tito Boy Abunda, but that doesn't mean it's a yearly thing, guys. You have to understand, and I'm not even asking you to read between the lines. I'm already giving you the reasons. It would make sense for me not to get invited to these things. It would make sense for me to stay away, especially if the subject has something to do with Miss Universe organization. Sorry, Miss Universe Philippines organization. It is no surprise, at least for those of you who have been watching me on this channel, that we're not okay. But because I'm a fan, of course, I'm very supportive of the Philippine rep. I'm supportive of, the pageantry part of it. But I'm also one of the most vocal critics of the organization. So I would definitely understand if I don't get any approvals, especially if they're the ones who are picking the panel. So please, as early as now, get it together, you guys. I don't have to be involved in all of these all the time, but you just really have to, get a feel of the situation and really understand that what I do here is detailed, but it may not be appreciated by a lot as well. So that's your answer. I was not invited to this panel discussion at all, because they were the ones, or someone from the organization approved the list of guests for that episode. Are we clear on that? But don't worry, it will not, of course, stop me from discussing what was talked about in that interview. And also, don't worry, because, when I watched that 12-minute video clip with Bea and Tito Boy, I'm just relieved by the fact that at least when she speaks, it is from the heart. Yes, when she speaks, we don't have any issues with, or we won't have any issues with grammar. We won't have any issues with diction or even pronunciation. If this is how shallow we've become, then we're good to go. Substance is there, content is there, but definitely the conviction is lacking a little bit and the command is lacking a little bit. And I'm sure Bea has heard this. I'm sure Tito Boy has also addressed this, somewhere, somehow. There you go, guys. I will see you again very, very soon. A couple of hours from now. But here's your day 7. Bye.